Hire a hoodie was the central message of a speech yesterday by the Employment Minister Chris Grayling. Here's what he said. It's easy to hire someone from Eastern Europe with 5 years' experience and who's had the get up and go to cross a continent in search for work, and many employers do so. But those who look closer to home find gems too. Very often, the surly young man in a hoodie who turns up looking unwilling to work can turn into an excited and motivated employee. Well, let's hear from Elham Saudi. Welcome to the programme. Tell me what line of work you're in.
Hi, hello. I work for Rare Recruitment. We are a diversity recruitment company, which is about narrowing the gap between excellent candidates and businesses.
In essence, perhaps, bringing young people in hoodies who might look unwilling and getting them into work they want to do.
Although we hope no one actually shows up with a hoodie to an interview. Right. I think the key point here is defining what the term hoodies is meaning. If we're talking about a hoodie as some kind of lowering of standards of the people we're employing, or as some kind of outreach program, then that's the incorrect definition of it. I think we need to find out what we mean by that, figure out where our hoodies are coming from, and the roles they can play and where we go from. But I think it's difficult to use a term in this way and expect a positive outcome.
So what is it you do that helps?
What we do is simple in the sense that we go out and we identify who we think are very talented people who do not have the access and perhaps the social capital to get the jobs that we're talking about in our industry, which is, in particular case, is the legal profession, is where I work. And it's trying to bridge the gap. If we look at the numbers, black lawyers in the UK only make up 2% of the total solicitors' population, and only 3.5% of partners in the top 100 firms in the UK are from black or ethnic minority backgrounds. Tell me
what it was like when you first encountered Roy, who I know is sitting next to you.
When I first encountered Roy, to use the language of the minister, he was a diamond in the rough, I think is what people would say. He's someone who's incredibly talented, very, very motivated, one of the most intelligent people, but had a confidence issue that stopped him from applying for jobs. And I'm sure he can explain better than I, but I think there was a serious hurdle there with regards to social capital and social skills. Well,
let's talk about that. Roy, welcome to the programme. Take me back to those days when you weren't in the position you are now. What did you think of in terms of your future and going for job interviews and so on? How difficult was that?
Well, I guess initially when I went into law, I didn't really think about necessarily pursuing the profession per se. But as I progressed through my degree and then I got to the point I started going to networking events and started to think to myself that this is something I might want to do, I became aware that perhaps it was a thing that I later realised was that I did have almost an inferiority complex, in that, not that I didn't think I was good enough, but I was willing to let others who I thought who go to maybe a better uni deserve to let them speak ahead of me, and that would effectively prevent me from putting myself across and letting people see that I deserve the position myself.
You just didn't present yourself very well.
I wouldn't say that. I just said I wouldn't. I didn't put myself out there so that people could see who I was.
And what has this training done for you? How are things now?
Well, I think firstly, it gave me access to people in the industry, which helped me firstly to see that there wasn't a difference in terms of person, as they're fundamentally people that I could connect with, and that kind of removed any kind of stigma or uncomfortableness that was there. It also introduced me to the other candidates, people who were aspiring to what I wanted to do. And so it showed me the level that I needed to attain, and also reminded me that no one was better than me, and that I should, when I get to interview table, or I deserve to be there, and that I should make sure I know that and just take the opportunity rather than sitting back and let others.
We don't have long. Tell me how the future looks now compared to how it looked before.
I guess it's pretty good. I've got a training contract with Clifford Chance, which will start in February next year.
Well, congratulations. Thank you both for taking the time.